Hello, Next Level fans. I'm here to talk about last week's Wake Forest win, the Tar Heels win over Wake Forest, and the upcoming game against Virginia. Okay, so the Wake Forest game, for me, actually went better than expected. I did not expect us to come out there. At least that ending score, I did not expect Carolina to win by a score of 50-14. And especially with the way the first quarter went with Marquise's two picks, I didn't even get to see the first pick because the Syracuse-Virginia game ran long. But one pick was really bad for Marquise. The other pick was tipped up in the air and caught. So all of that, Wake was getting all the momentum early. And they scored the 7 points. They were dominating possession because that was clearly their game plan. And then in the snap of a hat, at the very beginning of the second quarter, I think our first play of the second quarter went for a touchdown. I forget how many yards it was. It was probably about 45 yards, somewhere around that region. But it was a huge passing play to Matt Collins. And then Wake Forest turned the ball over, and UNC capitalized that with another touchdown. So in the blink of an eye, a 7-0 Wake Forest lead turned to a 14-7 Carolina lead. And you could tell that the offense was humming. You could tell. So all in all, that was a really good game. Let's get into specifics real quick. Offense, UNC's offense had 538 yards. They only ran 61 plays. That is good for 8.8 yards per play. And that is phenomenal. That is a phenomenal statistic. I think Phil still said we are fourth in the country in terms of offensive yards per play. So that is amazing. This offense is so efficient. And that just makes me so happy just to see those numbers and to see how our offense plays. We're not running 80, 90 plays. But in the 60, 65, 70 plays we run, we are getting so many yards. We are warping up and down the field, and we're getting points for the yards that we get. So everything is so efficient, and that's the best you can hope for. That is just great. The O-line has been great. Marquise overcame his two early turnovers. Marquise's stats, he was 14 for 20, 282 yards, 3 touchdowns. That was him passing. I don't have his rushing stats next to me. But Marquise really overcame those early 2 turnovers and played extremely well. It was really a triple threat in terms of our offense because the other running threat was Elijah Hood. Elijah Hood only had 8 carries, but those 8 carries were good for 101 yards and 1 touchdown. That is 12.6 yards per carry. So Elijah Hood was eating out there. And then Matt Collins, as I mentioned earlier, he only had 3 receptions, but those 3 receptions went for 3 touchdowns, 103 yards. So we were humming. And I guess Wake Forest's game plan defensively, I don't know what the game plan defensively was. I think they were trying to stop Marquise. I think they were keying in on Marquise. And really keying in on Marquise really opened up passing lanes down the field, as well as opened up the running game. Because we knew coming in that Wake Forest likes to blitz. So we used that against them. That's why Matt Collins was wide open on that one play. Because one of the stages came rushing up towards the line of scrimmage. So when Matt Collins ran the post, there was nobody there to help that cornerback. So the offense was amazing. Let's talk about defense. Wake Forest had 310 yards. I think they ran 75 plays, which is only good for about 4 yards per play, which by UNC defense standards is amazing. And let's not forget the fact that Wake Forest was doing pretty good in the first half. That first quarter was dominated by them. And they were still generating yards in the second quarter. At halftime, they had 250 yards. But after halftime, they only had 60 yards. So our defense, I don't know what they're doing. Gene Chizik is telling us that they're not really making big adjustments or anything. They're just pretty much reinforcing the game plan. And I guess a little bit of that, I can see that because our defense look like they're not used to the speed of what the real team is looking like. The scout team can only give you so much. When you see it in real speed, that's a whole different story, as we could tell by Georgia Tech and as we saw in the first quarter last Saturday. But there's something that's going on at halftime. Maybe there's little teeny tiny tweaks. Something's going on at halftime because our defense comes out in the second half playing so much better than they do in the first half. And this defense is just so clutch. I love it. I love it. I think Wake Forest was actually rather efficient on third downs, but when it was time to put points on the board, Wake Forest didn't do it. Their field goal kicker didn't miss like 2 or 3 field goals. So that didn't help. But at the end of the day, we were scoring touchdowns. We had 50 points. And if it wasn't for that ref mess, let's get into that. The ref incompetence in the third quarter. The third quarter was such a mess. I could not figure out what happened. It all started when Wake Forest was forced. They had 3 and outs, so they were forced to punt. Okay, first we get called for delay of game on defense, which I haven't seen before, but that is the play. It clearly happened, and lo and behold, the Carolina Panthers would do the exact same thing, defensive delay of game on a punt because of non-football moves. So that's the thing. Okay, Wake Forest punts the ball off, and I don't know why Ryan Switzer did not call fair catch there, but he didn't. So when he caught the ball, the Wake Forest guy ran into him, bumped him, and then Ryan Switzer veered off to the right, and he goes off to the races. I think he got to the 3-yard line of Wake Forest, but the referees blew the whole play dead. And here's the problem: on all accounts, that was poor by the officials. Because the officials are saying that on the stands that he called for a fair catch. On the replay, he did not call for a fair catch. You could tell that he did not call for it. Some people said he was hinting for a fake. Even the rest fell for a fake, which is embarrassing. So that's not a good look. On top of that, let's say he did call fair catch. Let's say you're going to give him that. You assume that this dude called fair catch. Why was there not a flag thrown when that Wake Forest got bumped into him? That is interference. So either way, you're wrong. You're wrong at the very beginning because he didn't call fair catch. And then if you are going to call fair catch, the guy bumped into him, so there was no flag. I think we got a flag for delay of game on Switzer. That was just all around. That was the disaster. And as a Carolina fan, I was really pissed off. I was really sitting here, and we've seen bad calls before, but that was unbelievable. I've never seen incompetent quite like that. That was just not a good moment for the referees. And there are Carolina fans legitimately thinking that the crew should be fired. I'm thinking they should be either reprimanded or suspended. Something, because let's say that game was not, was it 29-14? That game is still in flux. But let's say that the score is 14-7 Wake Forest, and you call that. You think those referees don't get punished? I don't believe that. So that was just complete disaster. And the third quarter just really went to the left at that point. But let me give the Tar Heels kudos on both sides of the ball for getting past that circus and continuing to score some points and play decent defense. So good for them. Those referees, look, I'm happy we won 50-14, but you got to have, the referees have to be competent. And that moment just screamed of incompetence. That was so embarrassing. That may be a new low for me watching officiating. But we got a win, so let's move on. Okay. The Wake Forest, what happened after the game was Switzer, there was a tweet from Switzer, and he had a picture, he drew on a board, nothing unclear, UNC in all caps, about 50-14. And that was in relation to a tweet that a Wake Forest coach tweeted out back in February. In February, I think, in relation to some kind of athlete graduating, I guess, yeah, he said, it's nice to know that you can graduate in North Carolina with a degree at an institution that is not unclear about the definition of student athlete. And everybody with a brain knew that was a shot at UNC. I mean, he gave it away. I mean, UNC was in all caps. But even if it wasn't, we saw the shot. So that probably was bulletin board material. And like Switzer said, were they thinking about that every play that they were playing Wake Forest? But, they probably had their energy levels sky high because their academic level, the integrity, academic integrity of their Carolina family, our Carolina family, has been absolutely challenged. And nobody's going to put up with that. If you're Carolina, you're not having that. because we worked hard for our degrees. So I understand where they were pissed about. I understand everything about it. So that's when he came up, and I think the guy wound up tweeting back, "Oh, that's just nothing but two rivals jarring at each other." Well, here's another thing. Wake Forest considers Carolina to be a huge rivalry. They hate us to death. Boy, they hate our guts. And I noticed that senior year when we went to Winston-Salem, they hate us so much. Like, it's like a state level of hatred. It's like state plus wine and cheese. So that was interesting. We don't view them that way. But it was very important that we got that win, because the last time we played them was my senior year when we lost. But the Wake Forest game, all in all, was really good. So we're going to move on from that. Mission accomplished. Moving forward, we had the Virginia game this Saturday, 3:30. I think it's on Regional Sports Network as well. UNC is favored by 17.5 points. And I find that to be a big spread. But they were favored by 17 points last week against Wake Forest, and they covered that rather easily. So Vegas has confidence in UNC. That's at least what it seems like, especially based on the way the teams are playing. Virginia has played a much tougher schedule than we have. They played UCLA. They played a Boise State team that was ranked at some point. They played I forget, but they played some ranked opponents, and they've gotten drugged. And then when they played opponents that should be a good game, they didn't play it as well. Because the William & Mary game, they only won by 6. Their best result was probably last week when they beat Syracuse on triple overtime to defeat them in Virginia's homecoming. Now, everybody knows when you come off with a big result like that, there's a potential for a letdown. So they have that going for them. I also think Vegas has no confidence in their offense. The offense is very balanced for Virginia. I saw passing stats that seem to average somewhere in the 190, 200 range per game. And rushing, they're good to at least pass the century mark, probably get 130 yards maybe. So it's balanced. Their problem is they turn it over. They haven't had one game where they haven't turned it over. So that's their biggest problem. And yeah, jury's out on that offense. I think that's why we're favored by 17.5. Because our offense gets going, and based on what we've seen from our offense, that shouldn't stop. If our offense puts points on the board, Virginia's not going to keep up. So that's probably your 17.5 point spread. But this should be a good game. It is a good opportunity for Carolina to go 3-0 in the ACC Coastal. And this is a huge game for us, because we got to hold down the fort in Kenan Stadium. We got to take care of business at home. So I'm feeling good. Hopefully this game is really good and Carolina really comes out, has a good showing. As far as the polling goes, the latest AP poll has Duke 23, Pittsburgh 25, and then you have Clemson and Florida State further up the poll. That's interesting to me. And I'm fine with Carolina. I think Carolina is receiving votes, maybe third or fourth on the list of receiving votes. As long as Carolina wins, we'll be fine. The polling will sort itself out. This offense is good. Our schedule is not the best in the world, but we're taking care of business. And we're looking pretty good doing it. At least our scores are looking pretty good doing it. Like, even despite the fact that we can improve from our games, we still have scores like last Saturday, 50-14. Or Delaware, 41-14. We put it all together, we can be dangerous. And let's really try to make a strong push for this ACC Coastal division. So we'll see how everything goes. Like I said before, this game, Saturday, we're playing Virginia at 3:30. It will be broadcast on Regional Sports Network, so check your local listings. Go Hills. This is Jonathan Atkinson signing off on The Next Level.